How's it going, everybody? I know it's been a hot minute since I've done Minish Cap, but hopefully I'll be getting back into the swing of things. Today's video, I believe we are just going to be doing mostly side quest stuff, although we do get the Force Sword this episode. Or not the Force Sword, it's the Picori Blade in this game, isn't it? So we get that, now that it's fixed. Probably a few heart pieces, and then I think I'm going to start fusing a bit more Kinstones this episode, but we'll just see. I guess it's called the White Sword. Interesting. So, I think it'd be cool if in one of these Zelda games you'd be able to dual wield, because Link does have his grandfather's sword, and now he's got the white sword, so why can't he just swing both around, you know? I think that'd be pretty cool, but even in Tears of the Kingdom, excuse me, I think that would have been a cool little idea, because then it would add, I guess, more fighting techniques, you know? Maybe some certain attacks you can do with two swords that you can't do normally. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool. And I believe there's some people that I can fuse with here, but I am not 100% certain on that. Maybe later on, because I think there is some that only open up later on in the game. It's kind of seeming like that's the case, because I could have sworn that in my previous playthrough that those two guys up on top, you were able to fuse with them, but I can't right now, so perhaps later. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do on the mountains. I'm pretty sure I got everything in not last video, but the one before that one. But I'm trying to think, because I don't want to have to backtrack up here if I did forget something, so I think I'm fine though, because I can't think of anything right off the bat that I would have forgotten, and I don't think there's anything else I can really do up here at the moment. But I just want to make sure I cover all my bases, because if I do end up having to backtrack, that'd be a little pain in the butt. I don't know, part of me feels I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. And I know out here there's some switch or something. I think it's for a shortcut for the bridge to access it from the, is it like the northern Hyrule Fields area? But I'm pretty sure I need to be up a screen. So I might have to go back to the mountains, unless I can do it from here. Okay, it looks like this is where it was. So that's a nice little shortcut to get us back over here. Now, the exact advantage of this, I don't know if there's anything specifically that this was required for. Because, as far as I can see, the only thing I'd have to do over here is swim, but I don't think there's any Kinstone Fusions, or maybe there's a chest later on, but I can't really remember anything like that. Excuse me. And I think I need the Pegasus boots to knock those little leaves or giant bush off the tree. And we might actually be getting the Pegasus boots this episode, now that I think about it, because I think the flippers are going to be after next dungeon. So we should be getting the Pegasus boots this episode. And I can't do anything with that block, but I do get a heart piece here, which is cool. Yeah. The only thing I can think of with that little area is that maybe the waterfall will open up at some point. But I'm not certain on that. But whatever it is, I'll figure it out. Still got quite a few videos left in this playthrough. But now we can make our way to Hyrule Castle, and he's concerned about his looks, which he looks fine. I don't know how he always stays on Link's head. Maybe it's like suction cupped? I don't know. Unless it's fitted perfectly to his noggin. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. We do have a Kinstone Fusion here. I want to say this is for a heart piece, but I'm not 100% certain on that. And one thing that you kind of want to be careful with in this game is that you always have Kinstone pieces. For me, I'm assuming this is probably the case just because of the RNG, but the green pieces, they're always difficult for me to find. But I think that just, in my previous playthrough, I should say, I think that's just because I never really cut bushes or anything like that, or did any digging. But I think that as long as you just kind of destroy every pot you see, cut all the bushes, cut all the grass, you should be fine. I just don't want to really end up in a pickle where I might need a Kinstone piece, but I can't get it because I don't have the piece. And there is, I think, only one missable thing in this game, and that is the light arrows. And for those, you just want to make sure that you fuse that piece as soon as you possibly can. I don't think we can do anything yet, but I'll give it another look probably after next dungeon. Or maybe next video, because I think this is probably the longest in between dungeons you go. Or at least that I'm planning to go through on the playthrough, but we'll see. It sounds like it's thundering out. So, the Force Sword mechanic in this game, ordinarily, well, I guess this isn't the Force Sword, but ordinarily in the Force Sword games, there's usually multiple solid links, but in this game, you can run yourself into the wall or your duplicates. Although they are able to damage enemies, I'm not the biggest fan of how this mechanic works. I do understand their, I guess, intentions with it. I'm just not a fan of the puzzles that they use. just because I don't like that you can run yourself into walls and make them disappear. But it is an interesting mechanic for this game. I do honestly even prefer the I forget what they were called in Triforce Heroes, but I prefer those over this mechanic. So these are two little moblins. They kind of hit hard, even when you walk into them. Which I always find funny about the older Zelda games, that walking into enemies damages you. It's like they have some sort of spikes on their body or something. I don't know. It's just always interesting. So I like that they gave Vaati a little bit of backstory in this game. I'm not super familiar with the other Four Swords games. I did play the one that came with A Link to the Past a little bit, but from what I remember, this is the only game that really gives him somewhat of a decent backstory, and I don't know if all of them are supposed to be the same Vaati. Maybe? If anyone knows, please leave a comment. But from it seems like they're kind of supposed to be maybe the same guy. Although, I don't remember if you seal him away in the other games, or how that all works. I've always wanted to play Four Swords Adventures, because I know he's in that game as well, I believe. At least I'm pretty sure he's in that game. And that one always seemed like a lot of fun, because I think it has a lot of elements from A Link to the Past in it. Although you are using the Minish Cap Link, I think. I don't know, the Four Sword games are interesting, because they have a new villain, and I don't fully know the story of them. And here's a Kinstone, so that's what I was talking about earlier. Always make sure that you slash the grass and bushes, because you never know what you're going to find. I'm getting a lot of shells for some reason. This will be a bit easier with the Pegasus boots and the dash attack. As for the best areas for farming these sorts of things, I think there's honestly probably anywhere's the best once you get the digging mitts. Now, I don't know if that Kinstone piece he's talking about is something you need to return to him, because at least in my previous playthrough, I didn't do that. So we'll check that out a bit later. For now, I just want to keep mowing the grass. And I don't know why I'm getting so many seashells. I think it's just the RNG is really in favor of seashells. Because you could sometimes go, like, cutting all this grass and not get a single item, versus you might just keep getting a ton of items like I am. I really remember in, I don't remember which Oracle game it was, but one of the things with Maple, she's very RNG based, meaning you could get a crap ton of good items from her, or she just might continuously drop rupees. I think that what I did for 100% completion in those games, when it came to her, because I know she would drop rings too, I think I relied heavily on her a little bit towards the end of the game for getting some of the rings that I didn't have. I know she has some Maple exclusive rings, or Maple. I keep getting her and Maple from Animal Crossing confused, but I'm not a fan of when the games, well, yes and no, because you can get a crap ton of good stuff from RNG versus your luck might be terrible. So I have a love-hate relationship, although it's probably the case with most people in RNG. Alright, so you don't need to go back to Hyrule Castle at the moment, and even if you do, I think you have to start sneaking around. Which, stealth in this game, it's not too difficult, and it's fairly simple because there's not really too many options when it's a 2D game. You just hide behind stuff, so not difficult. So these trees that we're seeing, they are going to be fixed later on with Kinstone pieces. Some of them lead to chests. I believe one of them leads to a house that has a Kinstone Fusion. But in case you're wondering, we can't do anything on them right now. And to progress here in the Castor Wilds, I don't know if it's required to walk in the little sludge. I think it is, because that said something flags the game that you need the Pegasus boots, and we can actually go back to town and get ourselves the Pegasus boots. And we can't warp yet. That'll be coming pretty soon. Ish, I should say. Soonish. Yeah, I was just gonna say. And I'll put timestamps in the video just for the Kinstone stuff, like cause and effect, so that way you can see what is more useful and what's not so useful. Buy ourselves the Boomerang. I don't know if this is required for anything. It does make certain things a bit more easier. You can pretty much pick up every droppable item with the Boomerang. You can pick up Kinstone pieces, hearts, arrows, bombs. I believe you can pick up keys as well. Although I can't really think of too many places we can test that out. And these empty houses are going to be used later on for little supplements that'll either increase our defense, offense, or both. I don't think I can do anything with them at the moment, though. So now we are starting the little Pegasus Boots quest. First thing we want to do is shrink down, and then we are going to go speak to the Minish that are going to be on the table with him. So, for this part, we're going to be getting, I believe, a mushroom. Now, for some reason, the Zelda games really like mushrooms. I mean, they're in Link to the Past, and Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time. The games just really like mushrooms, so I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a reference to Mario. It seems like it could be, although I don't think any of them really look like mushrooms from Mario's, but maybe they are. We're going to be kind of going by Lake Hylia for this mushroom. And we can now make some progress with Lon Lon Ranch. There's another shell. And I think we can start the Goron quest. Because I don't think I started that yet. A lot of these chests you might want to save, especially if they're seashell chests, just because it's going to be kind of a hassle later on getting seashells. It's hard for me to say that. Although there is one benefit of having the Switch version of Minish Cap, and that is you can do the save states. So technically, if you have like max seashells, you could just keep resetting over and over until you get the figurine that you want. Although I find that the higher odds are much more favorable towards you, at least at the start. And for some reason we can't open this door from the inside, which is really stupid. So we're just gonna have to shrink down. Now, I haven't really heard of a door that can only be opened from the outside, which leads me to question how exactly he locked his key inside. Maybe it locks when it shuts? I don't really know. And that's their spare key, so what happened to their actual key? I don't know. So now we have easy access to Lake Hylia, and I think we can fuse with one of these cows, as weird as that sounds. I don't know if we can fuse with them yet. And apparently Minish eat cows. Now, if they're eating as burgers, I can understand that. If they're eaten alive, that's a bit different. So this little stump here is going to be used for one of Tingle's cousins or brothers later on. And one thing Tingle's able to do is he's able to tell you how many fusions that you have left in the game. We might actually be able to see him right now. I don't want to though, because I don't really like Tingle too much. But at some point, I will show him, because I'm going to need to talk to him, because I think he has some fusions for us. But now with the Cane and Picori, is that what it's called? I get all these canes confused. Cane of Packy. It's the Cane of Packy that we use to propel ourselves up. And then, let's see what's over here, because I don't remember. You know, part of me wonders if all these little chests and these little holes, they're just like little retirement plans, contingency plans for some of the Minish that Link is just constantly stealing everywhere. Which leads me to believe there could be a sequel someday where Link is hunted down by the Minish for taking all their stuff. But you never know. And as soon as we get the flippers, we can kind of make a little bit of shortcut there. You can only get up from one side because there's only one set of stairs on one side. But this is like Hyrule. It's not super exciting in this game. And make sure that you push these little boulders because they create little shortcuts. I don't think there's anything over here right now. But like Hyrule in this game, it's kind of a letdown. I think it was A Link to the Past 2. It's not super exciting in these 2D games. Let's just go get that little mushroom from Maple real quick. Or is it syrup in this game? I think it's syrup. Maybe it's Granny. I don't know. Hopefully I can afford this. That is... Whew, could have been dangerous if I couldn't afford this. And as far as I know, this mushroom's only use is for waking up the shoe guy. I think it'd be cool if there's like maybe a little hidden Easter egg somewhere that you could use it, but nope, it's just for the sleeping dude. And we'll be able to access more like Hyrule later on in the game. But for now, we just kinda gotta backtrack a little bit. And I'm gonna do a little spoiler over here. The reward for helping up the Goron is just an empty bottle, which in this game isn't super useful. Not to say it doesn't have its uses. It does, but the point that you get it in the game just doesn't seem worth it. And this little Goron here is someone you can buy Kinstone pieces from. If you don't want to cut grass, you can always buy them from him, although they're a bit expensive. And you do have to buy all his stock for the rest to replenish. But it's an option if you really don't want to cut grass, although you probably need to cut grass to get rupees. And then there's more thunder. Oh. I believe one of these guys here is for the Goron. His first room. And some people you can fuse with more than once. Oh no, I was wrong. It wasn't the Goron. And we'll head back up there at some point for that chest. And I saw a comment, I think it was on GameFAQs, about this being the best spot to get Kinstone pieces. It seems to vary how your RNG is, because most of the time I can't find a whole lot of pieces here. And here's the Goron fusion I was talking about. But I guess you can kind of really dig wherever you want for the pieces. It just depends on your preference. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna head back to the shoe place. Although this video is getting kind of long. Kind of think about how I want to do the next video. Because if I do next video as a little side questy thing, it's probably not going to be very long. I don't know, we'll see. And I don't remember what this fairy gives us. Oh, we can carry more rupees now. Interesting. So, there's that at least. Let me see. So I'm at 32 minutes for time. I think I am gonna probably end it here. But I just want to check what's up here quick. Maybe a heart piece here, actually. Oh yeah, cool. Alright, so this is fixing to be a really long episode, so I think I'm just gonna be ending it here. Next video may or may not be the next temple. I gotta figure out what there all is left to do. I still do need to get the Pegasus boots. We'll just see what happens, but for now, I think this is a good spot to end it. So, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.